And back home, in an effort to keep their students safe, Notre Dame of Maryland faculty and staff started making masks. The masks are for students living on campus, those that will return in the fall, and children in the university's preschool program. They're in phase 2 of making masks and gathered on campus to cut and sew and create packets for people to sew masks at home.
Phase 1, we already had masks made. One of our assistant deans in the School of Nursing, she'd been sewing masks for her community, and she donated masks. We have 20 students who live on campus who don't have homes to go home to, so they remained on campus, and so she brought masks, and we distributed those masks to our students who are living on campus.
Phase 3 will include sending masks to incoming freshmen. The group makes about 75 masks a day. The goal is to make 100 children's masks and 1,000 adult masks. So many people are having a hard time making ends meet and putting food on the table. Tonight, we'll take a look at those who are going above and beyond to make sure families aren't going hungry. And it's a question you may have heard before. Does social distancing actually help prevent the spread of COVID-19? We talked to a few researchers who can answer that question.
Download the WMAR2 News app. Search WMAR in your app store. You're watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR2 News.
Local businesses are struggling to stay afloat right now due to the coronavirus pandemic, and you can help support them. We're letting you know they're open. Baltimore. One of those businesses is Delessio's of Little Italy. They're open daily from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
They can order online, they can call, we can do curbside pickup, they can come in if they're comfortable with that. Through Grubhub if they want it delivered through a 10-mile radius.
Delessio's also offers drinks for pickup to enjoy with your meal. This is only one business that needs your help. Go to WMAR2news.com/open. There you'll find a list of establishments that are open and offering a number of services. And every day, making ends meet is getting harder for more and more people. Soaring prices at the grocery store are only making things worse. Chris Conti shows us the challenges some school districts are facing as they try to help families struggling to put food on the table.
How are you today? Good. We doing 2 and 2 today? Okay.
In the age of social distancing,
Morning, Olivia. How are you today?
Jay Townsend is finding a way to get close to people, even when he's 6 feet apart.
What do you have for a number for me?
2 kids, 2 adults.
Perfect.
Jay's is the first face families see when they come to get a free meal outside this middle school in Portland, Maine. His face is covered, but his message is clear.
Just talk to them like regular people. How are you today? I'm not here to judge, I'm here to help.
Since the start of the outbreak, Portland Public Schools have handed out more than 50,000 free meals, a critical service for families facing food insecurity.
Every little bit counts.
Shia Lancelota and her 2 boys come here almost every day. Without these meals, Shia doesn't know how she'd afford her grocery bill. Accepting help, though, wasn't easy at first.
There you go.
Just a pride thing, I guess. It's just kind of hard to accept, to make yourself vulnerable. It's really hard to do that as a human being.
There you go. How are you today?
Coast to coast, meal pickup sites like this one are only getting busier.
It's about community. It's about lending a hand.
Jane McLucas is the food service director for this picturesque coastal town where the economy has come to a halt. Nearly 78% of students here qualify for free or reduced lunch, and that was before the pandemic.
The need is getting greater and greater. More people are feeling the pinch.
And as more parents are finding themselves out of work, school districts across the country are only seeing the demand for food increase, meaning instead of planning for summer vacation, they're having to figure out how to plan to feed kids through the fall.
It's not going to stop. We're going to keep going, and we'll feed these kids through the summer.
Yeah, we've been doing like 180, 200.
And then there's this. Officials are realizing some families don't have access to transportation, so they're expanding food pickup sites and considering home delivery.
Because no one can learn when they're hungry.
As for Jay Townsend, he'll be here every day for as long as families need him.
It's one less thing they have to worry about. It's not hanging over their heads.
Because making ends meet right now means relying on those willing to lend a hand.
And to make sure kids are fed through the summer, the USDA announced new measures today. School districts nationwide can now continue to have flexibility on how they offer free and reduced meals. Those nationwide waivers have been extended through August 31st. We're all in this together as Maryland rebounds and we navigate the days, weeks, and months ahead. For stories to help you make it through these tough times, head to our website, WMAR2news.com/reboundmaryland, and join our Facebook group, Rebound Maryland, for a discussion on how we rebound. And we're working with the Maryland Food Bank to help them keep their shelves stocked with a virtual food drive. Today is the last day for WMAR's virtual food drive. $10 can buy 12 jars of spaghetti sauce, and $9 will buy 20 boxes of spaghetti noodles. Any little bit counts. You can make a donation by going to WMAR2news.com/MD Food Bank.
And now from WMAR 2 News, Maryland's most accurate forecast.
Good evening, I'm meteorologist Sabrina Fine. A very cloudy day. Temperatures also have begun to drop. We will see us stay on the cooler side as winds are forecast increase as well, at least for the first half of the work week. Right now, taking a live look out toward Baltimore, and it is overcast, mostly cloudy conditions. No rain though. We will sprinkle in the chance of showers though almost every day this work week. More details on that in just a bit. Right now, the temperature is under the clouds. In the Inner Harbor, 66 degrees, getting ready for dinner out toward Bel Air. You're now looking at 64. Elkton, you're at 66. Notice the temperature change strictly from the last 24 hours. We have tumbled the Inner Harbor 10 degrees cooler. Annapolis, you're about 11 degrees cooler than where you were. Now these numbers will be similar to tomorrow, and then we get even colder for your Tuesday, and your Wednesday most likely going to be the coldest day of the week. Winds right now are also slightly on the breezy side. You can see them up to 15 out toward the Inner Harbor and around 9 in Essex. We should all see breezy conditions tomorrow, increasing even more as we head through Tuesday with a tropical storm right now to our south. This is going to play a part in our forecast, although a very minor one. Let me introduce you to Tropical Storm Arthur. This one about 275 miles south-southwest of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. You can see it's packing winds there of about 45 miles per hour, but the winds go out almost 125 miles. So with that, a fairly wild or large wind field there. A forecast to bring some rainfall for North Carolina tomorrow and today, about 1 to 3 inches, possibly clipping the North Carolina coastline, but most likely staying into the Atlantic. And as it stays in the Atlantic, it moves a little bit closer to us, and that's how it will impact our forecast. We'll be squashed in between two storm systems. You can see the storms to our south, the tropical storm, and then look what's happening in the center of the country. A next cold front. That's really going to go to the south and stall out. So we are stuck in between these storm systems. We'll get an easterly wind tomorrow, 10 to 20 miles per hour, continuing to pull in clouds, and maybe a 10% chance that we can see an outer rain band from Tropical Storm Arthur. Temperatures as well staying about 5 degrees cooler than normal, similar to what we experienced today. Now we get on into Tuesday. Storm system still hanging out toward the center of the country. It is not in our area, so we'll see a little bit more sunshine come our way. Winds are going to increase though now up to 30 miles per hour. And we'll notice our temperature is getting a little bit cooler. Not going to be until the weekend when that storm system decides to move through our area, giving us a little bit more of a rain chance for you. So temperatures are really the key for us. We'll notice them going down, starting off tomorrow morning under overcast skies. At 6 a.m. we're about 57 degrees in Columbia. You can see up through Parkton you're about 55. Watch by the time we get to your noon hour. We're into the lower 60s here. So not exactly seasonal for us, but still not so bad to maybe stop off and pick up some lunch and take that home to eat. And then by 4:45, that's when temperatures are going to peak into the upper 60s. When we get to Tuesday, these values are already starting to come down a little bit. We should see them about 5 degrees cooler than where we go on Monday. So your forecast for you right around 11 a.m., 64 degrees, working our way to 3 o'clock. We're now looking at 68 and overcast skies. Remember that small 10% rain chance coming our way. 7-day forecast for you. Breezy tomorrow, windy on Tuesday. We bump up the rain chance Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Memorial Weekend. We go back to the upper 70s with scattered showers. Mallory?
Thank you, Sabrina. Move over llamas. Researchers are hoping cows will help them develop antibody treatments for the coronavirus. A biomedicine company in South Dakota is putting human chromosomes into cow embryos. After they're born, they'll be given the non-infectious part of the coronavirus. They expect the cows will then produce human antibodies. Another set of researchers are testing the same idea in mice. And yet another company is using natural antibodies from llamas in hopes of developing a virus treatment. A new study suggests COVID-19 cases could have been 35 times higher in the U.S. if not for social distancing measures. Sophia Millar is talking to researchers about their findings.
Does social distancing work to slow the spread of COVID-19? Aaron Yelowitz and his colleagues are answering that question.
What we find is that these social distancing measures dramatically bent the curve on the disease. Why they did might be more speculative, but the fact that they did is essentially a done deal.
The new study looks at COVID-19 cases in 3,000 counties and how social distancing measures influence those numbers.
What our study illustrates is these measures were highly effective. And in fact, perhaps so effective that people actually don't think that COVID-19 is nearly